Hello, hello. Welcome to Oracle Hour. My name is Sabrina Rising. I'm a spiritual mentor and a psychic medium, and it is my honor to channel spirit on your behalf. This week, we are celebrating something huge, something I'm so proud of. It's a tremendous milestone for our channel. We started just less than 9 months ago, and we are at 10,000 subscribers. So, yay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us live week after week. Those community members that are regular members attending, thank you for your support. Some of you have been here since the beginning. It's wonderful to have you as part of our community. I love the energy you bring. I love the quality of your questions and everything that you contribute to our discussion here and all the readings that come through. The messages that I channel are not just for you, for the specific person that I'm interacting with, but they are for everyone here. So if you're new here, please stay for the whole broadcast. Stay and participate. Pay attention to the messages that are coming through so that you can receive the benefit of the collective guidance that comes through for each specific person as well. Okay, so there'll be messages that I'm channeling on behalf of whoever is asking, specific question. But the overall theme, usually there's a theme in the questions that we get, is for everyone. Okay, so hopefully if you're new here, you stay for the whole broadcast and you put your question in the chat. Don't be shy. We are serving participants on a first come first serve basis always. So if you're new here, again, put your question in the chat. I have my trusted moderator and producer Lorraine is here, and she's in charge of your questions. She'll be the one who is moderating, who is putting your questions on screen. Okay, those of you that are members of our channel have priority chat. You'll get your questions answered first. All right, so we are streaming live on Instagram. Here we go. Let me check Instagram. There's always a second button for me to click, so thank you for your patience. And we are live on LinkedIn and on YouTube, obviously, and on Facebook. If you are anywhere other than YouTube, I can't see you. So you can watch, you can participate, but if you want a question answered, you have to come and join us on YouTube and put your question in the chat. Okay, so something that we've been doing that's been really fun over the last few weeks is taking people on screen. So if you are feeling like you want to interact with me, you have a very specific question, you want a deeper guidance, you want an opportunity to be on screen with me, then we're opening that up to anyone who wants to participate. That's the link to click on if you want to join me live on screen. As long as you're okay with being filmed, I'm happy to go deeper with you and answer questions and offer you a live reading on the show. Okay, so that's the link for you to consider while we are interacting here tonight. Okay, so thank you again for everybody new who's here. I can see some returning members as well. I just want to say thank you to Rhonda. Thank you, Emily. It's good to see you. Hi, Steffi. Oh my goodness. Talk about people who've been here from the beginning. Hello, Anonymous. Hi, Miss McKay. It's good to see all of you. Oh my goodness, this warms my heart. Okay, so for tonight, I really want to, and we're going to talk about two things that really kind of work together. We'll talk about how to regulate your nervous system and, essentially how to ground and how to move into a place of inner peace. Okay. So, and this can be accessible at any moment, at wherever you are, whatever the circumstances are in your life, you can develop your capacity to pause, take a deep breath, and become aware of what's being triggered so that you can take responsibility for the quality of your state. This tool is so important. It's so important for all of us because, as I talked about last week, everyone is dealing with some degree of fear, whether it's the fear of missing out or the fear of being abandoned or the fear of making a mistake or the fear of not getting what you want or the fear of failure, whatever your fear is, whatever that looks like for you. And so we deal with this on a moment-to-moment basis as human beings throughout the day, especially those of us that are stuck in 3D reality, that don't have a relationship with our higher self, with source, with God or universal intelligence, whatever your frame of reference for that is. And so when we're dealing with fear, how do we come out of that so that we can relax and find that place of inner peace in the moment? Now, why is it so important? Obviously, inner peace is worthwhile as a goal in and of itself. Just to have peace in any moment, to be able to be the calm in the storm is such a powerful, powerful tool to have. And also why it's very important is because it's a foundational work for things like listening to your intuition, intuition, channeling universal intelligence, and manifesting the life that you deeply desire. Okay, so we can't have access to higher realms. We can't really move past 3D, past the moment, past living in the regretting the past and anticipating the future sort of way of operating. We can't move past that when we're triggered, when we're anxious, when we're in some kind of reactive state. And all reaction, as I've talked about many times, is an expression of fear. If we're in a reaction, doesn't matter what that secondary emotion is, the root cause of that is always fear. Okay, so again, we want to just, in a few steps here, I'm going to guide you through how to calm yourself down, how to talk yourself off the ledge, how to bring yourself into your body, how to ground in the moment, how to set that foundation for peace and ease so you can feel full inside. All right, it's kind of like foundational work, especially for manifesting. Okay, so I was telling this story to Lorraine just before coming on, and I think I've shared it in a video before, but I love to use this analogy for those of you that are manifesting. It's like, imagine going to the grocery store when you're hungry, right? When you haven't eaten and you're starving and you're just kind of in a panic and you're rushing and you're grabbing for all the things and you're not really thinking or really feeling into what your body needs. You're just kind of, grabbing whatever's accessible and, of course, perhaps snacking along the way. And by the time you get home, you realize that you've got, bags full of stuff that, you wouldn't buy, or you don't really want, or you don't really need. Okay. So it's really important when we come to our spiritual practice, especially when we come to the process of manifesting, that we enter into a state of feeling satiated, feeling full, feeling at peace and grounded, which is the tool that I'm talking about. We're going to walk through here in a moment. And so that you can envision a life that feels accessible, that feels good to you in your body, that feels, natural, that feels like uplifting and conjures up more positive emotions in your body. Okay, this is so, so, so important. We want to come to our practice feeling that state of fullness, even if we're not specifically focusing on manifesting. Perhaps you're just focusing on, working through your triggers so you can have peace. You want to be able to fill your own cup in that moment so that you can relax, ground, and feel the benefit of what it means to have your just your nervous system slow down and breathe and just trust that you are safe, you are protected, you are provided for in the moment. Okay, so oftentimes when people come for readings, their questions are usually coming from a sense of urgency, a sense of I don't know, a sense of I'm disconnected, a sense of suffering, can you please help, that kind of thing. And so I always start every reading with a grounding practice, just a few minutes of deep diaphragmatic breathing together so we can connect to each other. We can just land in the moment and allow for a much bigger process to take over, which is the channeling process, which is what I do here live every night. And it's what I do in my readings. Okay. So if you haven't booked a reading yet, if you are new to this channel and you're just kind of curious and checking it out, as I mentioned, please feel free to put your question in the chat. Also, you can book a reading with me. There is the link to book a reading right there. There is a special we're doing for the summer for 30 minutes. You can book a 30-minute deep dive, especially if you want to be in a private one-to-one setting. That's a good opportunity to do that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk about how to regulate our nervous system. Okay. So taking the first thing I do when I feel triggered, okay, is I pause. Okay. So this is just, it's the awareness is a muscle that we can develop over time where we're like, oh, I feel triggered. I feel angry, or I feel upset, or I feel afraid. Okay. Whatever the trigger is, it can even be sadness. Okay. So just being aware of this trigger that happens in the moment. I call it a trigger because it's just like, it's exactly what the word means. It brings up a whole bunch of unpleasant feelings. Okay. So just to be aware that there's a trigger, and then pausing. So don't say another word. Don't do another thing. Take a moment to sit down. If the moment is, if the environment you're in is appropriate and allows for that, take a moment to sit down and take some deep diaphragmatic breaths. That's big belly breathing. Okay, this is so foreign, unfortunately, for so many people. And it's the way that we naturally breathe as children. And babies breathe diaphragmatically. They breathe in and out of their bellies because they haven't learned stress yet. They haven't learned anxiety yet. They haven't learned how to breathe shallow to suppress their deeper emotions. They haven't learned the fight or flight response yet. This comes later with the conditioning process. Okay, so if you pay attention to a child, you can see that they're in their diaphragmatic breath. So this process is actually retraining you to breathe that way, according to your natural essence. This is how you would naturally breathe when you're calm and connected and grounded grounded in your body and connected to source, feeling at peace and feeling calm. Okay, so breathing into the belly, breathe in, belly out. Exhale, let the belly drop naturally. So do 3 of these breaths at home right now if you want, just breathing in and out. Big belly breaths. Notice the energy already shifting in your body. Notice how you already feel calmer, more grounded, more centered, more capable of really being with whatever's happening, whatever the situation is, whatever the urgency is, whatever the circumstances are. There's a greater capacity to process the events of your life when we are regulated. Okay, so this is all it takes is a couple of deep diaphragmatic breaths. The next step I want you to do is to just put your hand on your heart. You want to give yourself unconditional love and compassion. We are so trained as human beings to deny our emotional experience, especially when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's unpleasant. We want to shake it off. We want to pretend it's not there. We want to move on, or maybe we want to numb it, escape from it, medicate it, whatever your way of operating is. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So even if you avoid the feeling, it's just going to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back until it creates neuroses and eventually disease in the body. Okay. So we want to be able to sit with our uncomfortable emotions, give ourselves unconditional love and compassion. Meet yourself with love and compassion. Okay. This is so, so, so important. There are times when I'm doing intuitive work where I'm rushing or I'm late or I feel nervous or I feel, whatever the day has unfolded for me. I'm a human being. So, things come up. I get triggered too. I regulate my nervous system using this technique, and this always grounds me, and it allows me to create a foundation where I can connect with spirit and channel messages with accuracy, with compassion, with love, and with non-judgment. Okay, so it's very important to ground, give yourself lots of love and compassion and non-judgment. Most of the time we suffer because we're judging ourselves. We're judging ourselves for the feelings we're having rather than just letting them be what they are. Okay, so again, love and compassion, and then take a moment to just scan your body and ask yourself, what is it that I'm afraid of? Because the root of every reaction is fear. So what is it that I'm afraid of? Is it the fear of abandonment? Is it the failure? Is it loss? Is it, it can be a whole litany of things, too many to list here, but I'll let you do your own homework and just really check in with yourself to see what is it that I'm afraid of, okay? And from there, continuing to breathe diaphragmatically throughout the process, okay, I want you to take that next step in self-awareness and ask yourself, what do I need most in this moment? Is it reassurance? Is it, perhaps it's a positive affirmation, or perhaps it's something that you might need in that, whatever you might need in that moment to help you fill your own cup. Okay, so maybe it's some positive self-talk, or perhaps it's a conversation with a friend who loves you, someone you can trust. Okay, perhaps you need to talk about something or journal something. Okay, so whatever it is you might need in that moment, and then I want you to seal off this practice with, I am safe. I am safe and loved right here, right now. If you can seal off your practice with, I'm safe, I'm loved right here, right now, then you'll notice how you can ground and land in the moment and stay in your body and feel the difference, feel the shift. All we've done was go into the trigger. We went into the moment. We felt our way through it. We took some deep diaphragmatic breaths. We created some space between how we're feeling and what we're going to do about how we're feeling by creating that awareness, pausing, meeting ourselves with compassion and love, and then identifying what our fears are so that we can get to the root of the trigger, because it's never about what's happening. What's happening is usually just bringing up a fear that's been there your whole life. Okay, so this is so important. We're never reacting to the circumstances. The circumstances always point to a deeper wound that needs attending. And chances are it's a wound that's been showing up over and over and over again in some area of your life, if not all the areas of your life. Okay, so this is deeper work. I'm just offering you sort of an overview of it at the beginning of Oracle Hour. We can go deeper in this, and some of my videos on my YouTube channel, I talk more about doing inner work and regulating our nervous system going into this process. And then we want to close out our practice by just doing some deep affirmations and grounding in the moment and really checking in with ourselves to make sure that we feel safe and grounded. Now, once the energy is shifted and I feel like, grounded, I feel like I'm in my body, I feel present, I feel like I can process the events of my life. From here, I can focus in on visualization. I can manifest. I can, have conversations with people from a calm place. I can trust myself to operate in ways that are peaceful and that are conducive to the thing that it is that I'm trying to manifest. They're conducive to my wellness, and they allow for me to make good conscious choices, which is what we want. Okay, so I hope this is helpful for those of you that are struggling, a sense of urgency, sense of fear. Perhaps you're suffering. There's something you're struggling with in your life. I invite you to just do this practice, to just really, pause, rewind, go back and watch from the beginning, and just really feel into your body. The only way out of fear is through personal self-responsibility. Okay, things can happen. You might get some good news. You might get a positive, reading, or you might something uplifting might happen, or something encouraging might happen in your life. But those little boosts of reassurance are temporary. Okay, they're just temporary, especially if you've got deeper wounding, deeper trauma in your life that you're carrying around. Okay, so it's just a matter of time before it gets triggered again. So learning to regulate your nervous system and breathe diaphragmatically and go deep within yourself and do this process is really going to help you gain that foundation of inner peace so that you can manifest the life you love. You can develop your intuition. You can tune into universal intelligence and be able to receive your own guidance from a place of feeling really grounded. Okay, so that's my message from you tonight. Oh, hi, Canada. I see you. Thank you for being here. All right, beautiful. Okay, I think we're ready for questions now. I think I saw Rhonda too. Okay, Lorraine, go ahead. Hi, Patty. Patty says, hi, Sabrina. I'm feeling a little agitated and wonder if my guides have a message for me. Patty, I hope you were watching the first 15 minutes of our broadcast. I hope you don't feel agitated anymore. So this is for you, okay? So being agitated means you're in a reactive state, which means you can take responsibility to shift your energy, okay? And really ground, do the diaphragmatic breathing, put your hand on your heart. I can feel your anxiety as I'm tuning into your energy. Okay. So, yeah, this feels like it's relationship, related. Okay. So it feels like, unmet needs, feels like a little bit of disappointment. It seems to be another person involved. What is Patty saying? Patty's saying so timely. Okay, good. Perfect. So when I tune into your energy, I can feel sort of the frustration, the agitation around some other person. Either someone is not following through on what they said they were going to do, or there's some disappointment. I feel the presence of a male as well. Okay, so you can confirm this. It seems like there is there's some agitation around things not working out the way you want them to. Okay, so here's the message I have for you. Okay, first of all, I want you to stop trying to force an outcome. Okay, and I'm going to trust you to fill in the blanks and stop trying to make something happen in this particular situation. And if you can validate, that would be great. I want you to just relax and trust what's unfolding, even if things aren't moving the way you want them to. There's a reason for that. Okay, so my message for you tonight, this is what Spirit wants you to know, is to relax and just trust that things are working out exactly as they're supposed to. It's a frustrating situationship. Okay, so this is the guy that I'm picking up then, for sure. So thank you for validating. Here's what I want to say to you. This situationship is not going to improve. Okay, you're not going to get your needs met in this particular situation. feels like. Okay. And I said that very quickly. So I'm going to stand by what I said because that came through like spot on. There is, there is, I feels like there's a few gentlemen around you, and there's this one in particular is, um, yeah, for some reason is he's just not committing. He's not where you need him to be. Okay. We won't go into all of his reasons because the reading's for you. What I want you to do here is take your power back and not and set some good boundaries with this person. Okay. So this isn't going to turn out the way you wanted to. Unfortunately, this isn't the commitment that you're looking for. He's not on board, although he does care about you. I don't feel like he's fully indifferent. I do feel like he does care, but he's got a limited capacity. Feels like he's got a lot of responsibility, a lot on his plate. Okay. So you're disappointed, and I want you to just sit with your own reaction, as I talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. And this is your opportunity to do some deeper inner work and really learn how to meet your own needs and fill your own cup, so that we're not, trying to extract what we need from other people or other situations, but we're really becoming the source of our own power. Okay. You are the source of your own love and reassurance and safety. Okay. So Patty says, I know that in my heart. I'm just embarrassed that I've allowed myself to get sucked in. Okay. So I hear you. And so, okay, so let's work with embarrassment. Let's work with that. Notice how when you judge yourself, it makes the pain worse. Right? It's kind of like you're feeling hurt because this person's not showing up for you. And so instead of meeting the hurt with love and compassion, having a lot of compassion for that version of you that just wants to be loved, that just wants to be in deep and meaningful relationship with someone, you're now embarrassed. So you're judging that part of you, right? For choosing this person or allowing this person, as you said, which makes it even harder to heal, right? So instead of judging yourself, you can just say, oh, I went in with an open heart and an open mind. I tried something. It didn't work out. Okay. So, and again, my psychic kid is this person just can't meet you where you need him to meet you. Okay. So I would say, hey, there's love, or there's an opportunity to work things out and so on. I don't feel that here. Okay. And this in your body. So instead of being embarrassed, which, I totally get, we've all been there. I want you to really soften your inner critic and be able to meet yourself with love and compassion, and just accept that, it's okay. It's okay to love people that, aren't willing to meet us there. And now is the time to want better for yourself and to cut this off and move on. Okay. So this is the message I have for you. This isn't going to improve. I want you to let this go. It's all in the vein of you kind of upgrading your relationship to self-confidence, self-esteem, all the work that I feel like you've been doing. So just, it's time to move on. Okay, Patty, that's my message for you tonight. All right, beautiful. Thank you for joining us here. Hi, Rhonda. Good to see you. Rhonda, Sabrina, I have received indications that my misfortune lately can be contributed to Mercury retrograde. Okay, we're going to talk about this. I love that you brought this up. Okay. I'm Pisces, and in all, I'm struggling. I'm Pisces. All in all, I'm struggling well. By the way, I'm struggling well, or I'm feeling well. Hey, Angie. Angie's a new member. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all these things that are coming through in the chat. I'm struggling. By the way, I'm learning how to clear my lymph system. Okay, good. Can you confirm what's going on with me? Okay, I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde here in a moment, Rhonda. Okay. Just to set the tone for everybody. I'm really glad you brought that up. So Mercury retrograde gets such a bad rap. We know it's coming, and everybody braces for impact, and we just worry and we stress that life is going to get canceled, or, there's going to be mistakes and misunderstandings and, miscommunications. And all of a sudden, all everything that can go wrong will go wrong. I really want, first of all, your choice of topic is always on point with me. Okay, good. I love hearing that. And it's not my choice. It's really spirit that just kind of taps me on the shoulder and says, talk about this tonight. So that's all I do here. But I accept the compliment. Okay, so Mercury retrograde is simply an opportunity to reflect and revisit some of the things that we've committed to, that we're involved in, that we have said yes to, that we are, you know, uh, essentially moving forward with, or trying to move forward with. It's an opportunity to reflect and revisit, to make sure that you've said yes to the right things, to make sure that all your I's are dotted, all your T's are crossed. It's a reflection and revisiting phase. Okay. So it asks you to slow down and to really be 100% sure if this is what you want. It's not be 100% sure of it, that I haven't made any mistakes. It's never about that. It's not about, you're not being punished by Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is saying, are you sure? Can you double check? Can you really like check in with yourself to make sure that this is really what you want? Are you certain? And that's all it is. It's just a gift that the universe offers us, throughout the year. It's a period of just reflecting, revisiting, also letting go of things that no longer serve you. This is a great time to declutter. It's a great time to get rid of things that don't work. It's a great time to stop all those commitments that you said yes to that don't serve you anymore. It's a great time to clean house. Okay. So Rhonda says, yes, I'm sure. Good. Beautiful. So this is what I want you to be 100% clear on. Okay. Mercury is saying, stop and slow down. Not so fast. Okay. Just wait, pause, reflect, make sure, and see if this is really what you want. If you're 100% sure and you've done the work to ground, to regulate your nervous system, to create that foundation of inner peace, now you've taken personal responsibility for the quality of your state. Okay. So now I just want you to focus on how you want to feel and start embodying that. Okay. So it looks like there's some shifts in your personal relationship as well, for the better, which is really good. When I tune into your energy, I also see the color purple a lot. So I don't know if that's something that you're meditating on, or if you're being drawn to this color or wearing this color. Perhaps there's some amethyst, a new amethyst crystal in your life or something, but I see you surrounded by this purple light. And it feels like, and maybe this is the draining of the lymph system, which you're learning in the energy work that you're doing. Feels like you're doing some self-healing as well. Okay. So this is so, so important for you in your process right now. What you're going through feels more like an up level rather than a crisis. Okay. I'm on the right path. I'm good. Yes, Michael and I are great. Okay, good. Yay. I'm so glad this worked out. I'm so glad. I'm wonderful, wonderful. I'm very, very happy. And we talked about how this was a temporary thing and that he would come back with an explanation. So I would love to hear more details whenever you're inclined to share. But this is so good. And this is, again, it's an up level. So you're really upgrading everything, what you desire, what you want, how you express yourself, and so on. So this is really good. It's very positive. Don't get too caught up with the minutia right now. Okay. Focus on the big picture and embodying how you want to feel, and keep doing the work that you're doing, because it's paying off. Okay, Rhonda, I will leave you with that. Thank you for being here. This is so good. I'm so happy for you. Hey, I've got a new YouTube member. Amazing. Hello. Greetings from Canada. Awesome. I love Canadian love. Thank you so much, Angela, for being here. For those, yes, Spirit has a message for you. I will channel for you in a moment. For those of you that don't know, we have a mediumship mediumship event that's coming up in the first weekend in September. And if you join our channel, then you have free access to it. There's the link to join. You have to join tier 3. You get free access to the mediumship event. There's a mediumship event that happens every month, and the psychic gallery as well. So if you are a member, you get instant access to the mediumship event. Otherwise, you can just book the one-time event as well. We'll provide that link at the end. Okay. Good. So let's see. Let's bring Angela back on the screen. Does Spirit have any messages for me? Okay. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Okay, so I feel a lot of positivity when I tune into you, like some kind of fresh wave of hope. Feels like hope, feels like an upliftment, feels like a lightness that's coming through for you. So I know that feels like there is some good news. So good news perhaps that happened today, good news that's happening in your immediate life, work related stuff, feels like things are a little easier. It actually feels like things are moving very, very nicely. Like there's very little stress and very little issues in your career stuff right now. It's like, it's almost like there isn't much left to do, which is really the energy that I'm feeling. But this is a good thing because you're being liberated, you're being freed up from a lot of heavy, heavy, heavy worry, stress, and responsibility that's been going on for quite some time. Okay. And I know we've talked about this before, and I want to say to you that you're exactly, we're always exactly where we need to be, first of all. So that's, of course, something I would say to everybody, because we're either learning in pain, we're in pain, learning how to move through the pain and how to grow and evolve and expand, or we're reaping the benefits of our, inner work, and we're learning to hold the vision for what it is, what we deeply desire. But wherever it is that you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. It feels like there's a wave of upliftment. Okay. So there's some new people coming into your life as well, some new acquaintances that may turn into deeper friendships. Okay. So there is an opportunity for that, coming down the line. There are fresh relationships coming. Okay. So new people that you haven't met yet that are coming into your life as well. As far as anything specific, let me just tune in. Yeah, there's a change in environment. So, and I don't know that this is like literal, metaphorical, but it's also literal. Okay. So, a change in environment. So, I don't know if there's a trip you're planning or if it's career wise. Okay. So, maybe it's career, change in environment. There is but there's a change in overall change in environment. So, the career is also going to lead to another change in environment, to change in relationships, to all of these things are new. Okay. There's a complete, um, yeah, it's almost like you're moving to a different city, but I know that you're not actually moving to a different city. It's just a complete new environment, new place to work, new relationships that are coming through. And this is that this year, this year, 2024, 2024, 2025, 20, am I hearing? Yeah, timelines are tricky. I mean, you have free will, so you have the capacity to accelerate your timeline by the choices that you're making. Okay, so I always say that when I answer the timeline questions. It feels like it's coming at the end of this year, so end of 2025. There is an opportunity that opens up. Feels cold, so it could be fall, end of fall. There is an opportunity opening up for you for your career. And again, it's a new environment, new work environment, which leads to new relationships, which also leads to eventually a new living situation. So you're changing everything up, Angela. Like there's it's almost like a domino effect of things that are coming in that are all new environment, new opportunities. And this is something that you've been really, really manifesting for quite some time. So it feels like your soul, your spirit right now is tying up loose ends, making good on some commitments, closing up, agreements and all the things that I guess Mercury retrograde, enables us to do. There's a couple things you need to revisit. It feels like in your work as you tie up loose ends, and there's a way to formally close out this period of your life, and you're going to feel what that means. You're going to know what that is when it happens. You're like, okay, this is done. Like I'm done, and it's time for me to just kind of pass this on and move on rather. Do I land what I want? Well, you won't be landing it if you don't want it, right? So this is kind of how it works. When you're envisioning something and embodying something you deeply desire, it's first of all, it's very important. I talked about at the beginning about this analogy of feeling satiated, feeling full. Okay, so it's very important that you learn to fill your own cup and to come from a place of I have all my needs met when you're manifesting. Okay, so we don't want to come into manifestation practices from a place of lack. Okay, we want to come from that positive place of my cup is full, and now I just want to amplify the love that I am. I want to amplify the reassurance that I feel, the safety that I feel, the desire that I feel, the joy that I feel in this moment. So how you land something that you deeply want is by holding the vision for what you deeply want and feeling those feelings and continuing to feel them, to embody them so that when you step into that scenario, you're like, this is it. This is a perfect match. Okay. So this is what, will my family be supportive of this change? 100%. Absolutely. You know, there is, I want to say for you, there'll be a moment of grief and perhaps loss, because when we change everything, especially at the degree in which you are changing your life, like you're totally changing your stars, especially at the degree at which you're doing that, it's going to bring up a sense of loss and a sense of grief for you. So it's very important that you give space for that. Okay. That's normal. You know, every time we end something, we move into something new, even if it's the best thing ever, we still have a moment of like really grieving as part of a cleansing and renewal process. Okay. So grief is an integral part of evolution. Right. So don't avoid that. I want you to really just be in that. And the more you're okay with letting go, the more you will reflect back support in your environment that it's okay to let go as well. Okay. I feel it already intuitively. Yeah, good. Because you're preparing yourself. And if you feel it in your body, you know something's coming, right? We know something's coming. You've been preparing yourself. You're not resisting anymore. You're calling this in. And so just give yourself permission to really feel the next thing that's coming and to be prepared to have all of the emotions that come along with this transition, just knowing that you're on the right path. Okay. Infinite blessings to you too. Infinite blessings to you too. This is so good. It's so, so good. I keep seeing the color yellow too when I'm channeling for you. So I don't know if you're in a environment where the walls are yellow, or if there's a lot of yellow around you. Yeah, I don't know if there's I don't know why I keep seeing this color. And it's kind of like a dark yellow. So, by the way, best oracle out there. That's awesome. Tell all your friends. Oh, good. Yes, she says. Yes. Okay, good. So there's yellow around you. And this is like where she says, oh, it's my office. Okay, good. So this is, you're leaving this office. Okay. So you're moving out of this yellow environment, which is, feels happy, but it also feel like you've done your time here. Okay. It's like it's coming to a point of closure, a point of completion. Make sure you're going to know in your body when it's time. Okay. So it's very important to mark the end of this era of your life, because so much of you has gone into this. I get goosebumps when I say it. So much of you has been poured. Just when I got used to the color, it's funny. So much of you has poured your heart and soul into this. And you're not letting that go. You're not leaving that behind. That's coming with you in everything that you do. It's who you are. Okay. So you're bringing that with you in everything that you do. You're just sort of calling it a day with this particular phase of your life. You're honoring this era and honoring everything that it inspired in you. Okay. Just with all of my heart. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful for me and my family. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is so, so good. Infinite blessings to you and everything that you are creating and manifesting. This is a labor of love for many years. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, and quietly done. Good. And now you get to be celebrated, right? So you're moving out of quiet and you're moving into more of a shine, like shining center stage, being acknowledged, being seen and recognized for all of your gifts. Okay. So it's also poignant to be coming out of hiding and into this next phase of your life. Okay. So that's what I see for you. Yay. Thank you for joining us here. I'm so grateful to have you on the show. Thank you, Angela, for bringing all your good vibes. Amazing. Okay, who's next? Miss Makaya, how are you? Miss Makaya says, I would like to know if me and my late boyfriend, John, shared past lives together. I'm asking because I have such a raw throat tonight. I apologize. I'm asking because I want to know if we came here to teach each other lessons. I love this question. Okay. So, okay, the answer to your question is yes. Okay. And I'll tell you why. The relationship between you and John feels like it has a lot of pain in it. Okay. There was a lot of pain, a lot of very strong attachment, a very strong pull towards each other. This is the key indication that it's a past life connection, by the way. This is for anybody watching. So if you feel like this inexplicable pull towards another person, like you're just like, drawn to them, and it's almost can feel obsessive at times. Your logical mind might know that this is not the right relationship for you, but you got to do it anyway. This is usually a past life connection. You're usually souls agree to reincarnate and to come meet each other in the next life to finish or to complete this body of work, which is essentially about healing. It's about healing. It's about coming out of fear and into unconditional love with self. Okay, that's what relationships are for. So you and your late boyfriend shared a past life. So John feels like he died like suddenly, like kind of an accident or something like that. So yes, there was a lot of pain in the relationship. Okay, good. I thank you for validating. So and I feel like it kind of left you uh you're still, even though I feel like you've sort of moved on, you haven't fully let this go. Okay, so you're still uh, um, scarred from the trauma that you experienced in this relationship. Okay, and the lesson is always the same. The lesson is about learning to love yourself unconditionally. This is the lesson in every relationship. He died from a heart attack. Okay, so but suddenly, yeah. So you know, again, this is very poignant, the heart attack, right? So when you think about the kind of the broken heart analogy, like he died of that. Like there was his capacity to give love or to show up in pure love, feels like was either compromised, or I feel like he didn't I don't know if he wasn't faithful or loyal, but he just like um he caused a lot of heartache to other people. This is what I feel in spirit. So this is part of why he died in this way. And also the message that he has for you is to take care of your heart. Okay, so this is very poignant. They're always coming through with messages that are very relevant to the your process of healing, your process of evolving, and of learning to love yourself unconditionally. This is the lesson in every relationship. Okay, whether you know they're with us or not with us anymore, whenever there's heartache, whenever there's trauma or disappointment or letdown, we are learning to use that pain to go deeper into love for ourselves, to honor those parts of ourselves that wanted love, that deeply needs connection, that deeply wants partnership, and learning to love that part of you. Okay, I hope this was our last life we shared. He was not faithful secretly per se. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I felt too. So I hope this is our last life. Well, here's the good news: is that he's crossed over, and there is a period of review when we leave our bodies, which feels like he's already passed through that. And then there's an opportunity to reincarnate, or to come on as a guide, stay on as a guide, perhaps for you, or for, feels like he might have a child or two that he left behind. So to stay on as a guide. And then if he does choose to reincarnate, if you do choose to meet again in the next life, chances are a lot of the pain between the two of you will be resolved. Okay, so you sort of pick up and then continue to work to heal this particular the particular pain that transpired in this lifetime. Okay, so right now the work is yours, because you're here, and you've got all of this unresolved trauma and pain and trust issues that have transpired as a result of this relationship. So now it's up to you to really do the work to heal yourself. Okay, so it's not about him and what he did to you. I want you to move out of victim consciousness, Miss Makaya, and acknowledge that I went into this relationship, I co-created this. Perhaps there were things that I overlooked, or there were signs that I missed, and I'm really honoring myself and giving myself compassion and empathy for everything that I've gone through. And I'm learning. He left a lot of children that he had. Oh yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I feel that. I feel that too. So, as I mentioned, that's who you may be guiding at this time. But this person died with a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. And so that's something that he's working out, right? By serving, in this way, by being a guide. Okay. And that's an option that we have, right? As we dissolve into consciousness, as we dissolve into pure love, into pure unconditional love. Again, the whole purpose of all this, the human experience, the spiritual realm, is to awaken this unconditional love that is the essence of all of us. It is the foundation of who we are. Okay. And we have access to that in 3D, in earthly life. We have access to that. And part of his purpose in your life is to teach you this. Okay. So this is the lesson, is for you to really learn how to love yourself radically, unconditionally, through all of the pain, through all of the disappointment, doing all of the healing work so that you can deal with your trust issues by deeply learning how to trust yourself, and also dealing with your own self-esteem issues. I'm worthy of love. I'm lovable. I can find someone who's willing to commit to me, who can meet me at that point of reciprocity, who will support me in getting my needs met. Okay, so there is healing work here for you to do. And of course, there's some more details as well I'd love to give you. There's an opportunity here to book a session. I recommend you come in and see me one-on-one so we can do a reading together, so we can go a little deeper into the details of his messages for you and how that can help you on your healing journey. Okay, so there's a link to book with me. You can book a 30-minute session now. There's a promotion we're doing for the summer. So jump on that. And I'd love to see you in a one-to-one so we can really deal with this. Okay, and I can bring forward more messages from John. Okay, I'll leave you with his love. Thank you for being here. Great. Okay, let's take one more question. Who do we have next? Are you here, Jenna? Or, sorry, Lori? What is Lori saying? Oh, Lorraine is saying I can't hear you. Okay, so I will. We're having some technical difficulties, so let me go down the Jenna. Here we go. I'm moderating you guys, so I appreciate your patience. Okay. Hi, Sabrina. Always good to see you. Always good to see you too, Jenna. Just checking on my spiritual guides messages as I have been connecting and meditating. Okay, Lorraine, you're back. Yeah, can you hear me? All right, good. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, there's something with your hands. I don't know why I'm seeing you actually doing this with your hands, and I don't know if you've been rubbing your hands while you're sitting there listening to me or what. But I want to say that there is a lot of energy coming through your hands, and I don't know if there is, some healing energy coming through the hands. Maybe you could validate this, Jen, if you're still here with us. That would be great. Just let me know if there's been either arthritis or pain or something like that going on with the hands. I feel like you're healing through the meditation. Okay, so it feels like there's a lot of healing energy coming through there. I'm seeing the hands as a symbol, and so I want you to really focus on this, healing process as you're meditating and channeling spirit, and I want to say that part of the pain in the hands that you've been feeling, or the discomfort, is kind of waking you up to the possibility of doing energy work. And I don't know if this is something you've been considering or opening yourself up to, but there's something to do with your hands where you're like, there's a vision of you kind of holding your hands out and channeling energy through your hands. So I want you to consider this as a possibility if you haven't already. The message is to work on the hands, to work on channeling energy through the hands, like literally through the palms of your hands. So it feels like Reiki. It feels like, as you're meditating, just feeling that energy, and then trusting that this, whatever discomfort you might be experiencing, is going to heal itself, and it's going to wake up perhaps a desire to do energy work or to transmit energy in this way. There's something very unique about your message tonight. I just keep seeing this symbol of the hands, and I'm not sure if you're still here, so I'll leave you with that, and hopefully you watch the replay, and you can leave a comment at the end of this video and let me know if that resonated for you, and if you have any questions. Not really concerned about hands. Okay, but intuitive turned on. Okay, good. So here's the thing. I'm seeing your hands being a tool, right? So, so thank you for confirming, for validating. I'm seeing your hands as a tool, as your intuition is coming online. There's something either, yeah, I want to say either look into Reiki or pranic healing or something to do with the hands specifically, because your intuitive gifts are being awakened. Okay, so this is a message I have for you. The other thing I want to say to you as well is, yeah, I feel like there's um, so I feel like you're starting to get messages, like you're starting to download information and messages as well. Whatever spot you're meditating in, there's a particular meditation that you're doing, perhaps one that you might be doing more regularly. And so this is any messages for me with my life path. So the life path is the healing that I'm talking about. So this is the guidance, right? So the guidance is your intuitive gifts are coming online, and you're meant to do something with your hands. You're meant to heal with your hands. You're meant to either do Reiki or, not receive, but actually perform it on other people, or pranic healing or something. This is something that's going to really unfold for you over the next little while. This is exactly what I'm channeling for you. And it feels like you're starting to receive messages as well. So you want to do this work. Like you want to, you're naturally open channel, naturally open and adept to feeling messages, feeling, it's a big shift from where you are. I feel like you're not really fulfilled in what you're doing, and you want to do something that's more in the spiritual realm, that's more in the healing arts, alternative healing arts. So this is something that I want you to really look into and consider. And especially as you're meditating, it feels like there's one particular meditation that you do more regularly. I'm open and shifting my energy. Okay, good. So there's this one particular thing that you're doing regularly about, life purpose, or, manifesting your calling or something like that. It feels like a guided practice. I want you to keep doing that, because it's really opening you up, and it's bringing in all of the information that you need. You're going to receive a direct hit to do more healing work and to follow your inclination to work with others, okay, in some holistic capacity. That's what's showing up for you right now, okay? And it's beautiful. And it really, you're going to come back and say, oh, I'm going to do Reiki, or, oh, I figured something out with the hands, or whatever it is. Okay. So, but really focus in on when you meditate, I want you to meditate with your hand palms up. Okay. Like this, so that you can really feel the energy accumulating there. And, yeah. And then come back and let me know how that unfolds for you. Okay. Beautiful, Jenna. Hi, Steffi. It's good to see you here. So Steffi says, hi, Sabrina. So lovely to be here. My youngest is heading off, and I will be an empty nester, okay, and would love to know what spirit or a guide shares in my highest vibration to do in this next stage. Beautiful. Okay, good. This is a theme as well. It's interesting because we talked about regulating the nervous system and doing the deep diaphragmatic breathing and finding inner peace at the very beginning. And a lot of the messages tonight are really about that. They're really about finding inner peace, landing in our bodies, meeting ourselves with love and compassion. I feel a lot of compassion coming through for you as a message, like self-compassion. There is a period of grief when your youngest leaves, which is normal and natural. I think a lot of parents probably go through that. There is a period of grief, a period of like reinvention. And it's more than just, what do I do with my time? It's more like, who am I? Right? Who am I and why am I here? It's a much more profound inquiry that you're stepping into, Steffi, and it's really going to call you into service, much more into service. And there is so much that you want to express that you haven't given yourself fully permission to go for, to really do. I feel like you've been showing up more in the last 6 months than you have ever, for yourself. And this is going to continue. This trajectory is going to continue. I see you moving into private practice perhaps with clients or with students or whoever it is you want to work with. there is also feels like a relocation energy with you too. This is like similar to Angela, where I see you in nature. Perhaps there's a cabin by the water under a tree, something like that, like a very nature surroundings, a place that you go to for tranquility, for serenity. It doesn't feel like a permanent move, but it feels like a retreat. So something that you go to sort of source yourself and build your this new identity. You're really kind of rebuilding yourself from the inside out and making different choices. You're going to walk away from some things that no longer serve you. If you haven't already, if you're still contemplating that, I think you might be right there at that point currently. And so this is a beautiful place to be. What Steffi's saying, what? Yes, grief and reinvention is so right. Thank you for your wisdom. I'm quiet now, not ambitious, but more metaphysical too, which is where I want to be, along with Qigong. Oh, cabin makes me so happy. Okay, good. Yay, good. Qigong is perfect. Like, continue that track. I mean, I know this is your passion, but I want, there's more coming with that. Like, you're really coming online. And now with your youngest moving on, it's kind of like, it feels like you're not tied down to any one particular identity or one particular way of operating. Like, you're really free to reinvent yourself. And this is the message for you. And this is the track you need to be on. You need to continue to honor yourself and your body and your truth and stand in that. Don't give in to the fear of not being provided for, not being taken care of, not being safe. Those are all limiting beliefs. You're going to be fine. Spirit wants you to know that you're going to be fine. You're much more provided for than you think you are. Okay. I know there's some fear around that. So I want you to go for the thing that really moves your heart, that really opens your heart, that really enables you to feel joy. Okay. Because it's your turn. Spirit wants you to know it's your turn to feel joy. It's your time to feel fully alive with how you're living, what you're doing, how you're spending your time. Okay. This is my message for you. Okay, Steffi. Good. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Sorry. Was there some, what was Jenna saying? When is the mediumship in September? Oh, gotcha. Lori has that information. Oh, Jenna, September 14th. Okay, good. Beautiful. Just for everybody to see, it's on screen. September 14th, there's a link for the mediumship event. So we can see each other on screen and I can channel all your loved ones. Okay, Lori, sorry for jumping over you. Who is the next question? Next and last question of the evening. Emily. Emily says, what guidance do you have for my love life? I just got rejected once again. I also don't enter into a relationship just to be in one, waiting for my special life partner. Okay, good. First of all, I say this over and over again, it's never rejection, it's always redirection. So I'm glad that whatever the situation was, didn't work out, in the sense where you're not going to be in a relationship with the wrong person or trying to make a relationship work with the wrong person, wasting your energy, not getting your needs met. Okay. So when things don't work out, it's always a gift, because it gives us an opportunity to really recalibrate and focus in on what it is that we want and need. Okay. So, I want you to stop waiting. You are the one, Emily. This is what I want to say to you. You are the one. Okay. There's an energy of like holding out for something special that exists out there. Okay. And I think this is very common for anybody who's wanting a relationship or wanting a life partner. This idea that you're holding out for something that exists outside of you is part of what's not closing that gap for you in terms of calling in your beloved. Okay. So I want you, this is a message from Spirit for you, is to really focus on embodying the love that you are. Like we talked about, feeling full and feeling satiated at the beginning of the broadcast, like really filling your own cup with that unconditional love and learning to meet your own needs and feeling completely content and satisfied with being alone. Okay. This is what I want for you. And this is what Spirit wants for you, is to feel completely unattached and okay. It's okay if it is, and it's okay if it's not. I feel like I am the one, but I feel like men don't give me enough of a chance. Gotcha. Okay. So if you are the one, there's nothing to prove and there are no chances to be given. Okay. So again, really holding that energy of loving yourself. There is some work for you to do as well around like loving your body, feeling feeling attractive, being in your feminine, that kind of thing. There is some work to do there, I want to say as well. That's just coming through as I'm channeling for you, but really just choosing yourself and being in that place of just content with, I'm okay if this is it. I'm okay if I am the love of my life, and then I want you that. I want that for you. I want that for all of us, is to just be the love of your life. You get to be that. And when you're in that place, when you're choosing you, other people will come along and meet you there and choose you as well. Okay. But the right person will choose you. This is the second time you gave a message of body image. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember. I actually don't remember you at all. So thank you for coming back, and thank you for asking. And obviously, if the message is coming through again, there's something here to consider, to look at. It can be deep. Sometimes doesn't hit us on a conscious level, but it's on a deep subconscious level. Okay. So I want you to really sit with that and offer it to spirit, the next time you meditate, or the next time you sit in spiritual practice, or, if you don't do that, then I recommend you start really, going deep within yourself and doing the physical self-love, the physical self-adoration, and the self, honoring that's required here in order for you to feel chosen. What is it like to feel chosen, right? So choose yourself, and other people will meet you there. All right. And, there's something, again, it's a subconscious thing, because there's something about the type of men that you go after, or that you are attracted to, that where you're co-creating this experience of being rejected. Okay. So I want you to really, what would be the one tangible thing? What would that be? The meditation. Yes. Meditation is tangible. Meditating, a tangible thing is, first of all, loving your body. I always recommend mirror work. You can stand in front of the mirror, naked from head to toe, and just kind of appreciating yourself, every part of you, until you can stop judging, until you can meet yourself with softness and love and compassion and adoration and beauty, and seeing the beauty being reflected back to you. This is a sacred practice that I would recommend. It helped me many years ago to do this work, and it's helped so many people over the years. Sorry, what would you say about the midnight choose? It's okay. Don't worry, I didn't forget. So doing that sacred mirror work practice is so important. Okay, so that it really lands in every cell of your body, not just on a conscious level. Okay, but it really lands in every cell in your body, like feeling attractive, in an intimate way, not just on a surface level. Okay. The other thing I want to say about the men that you choose, there's something about them where you're like, it's almost like you're going after men that are just not available, or like they're aloof, or they're, it seems positive at first, but somehow something, shifts for them. Okay. And so there's something about that that's in your subconscious. So, I want a positive affirmation. Again, I'll give you something tangible. So when you meditate at night, and this is what I would recommend, is listening to an app before you go to sleep, so you can do some subconscious reprogramming, and do some affirmations around, I am desirable, I'm lovable, I am attracted to men who are attracted to me. Right? I'm creating reciprocal relationships with men who share my values. I am in a loving, conscious partnership with a man who sees me, a partner who sees me fully. Those type of affirmations, getting them into your subconscious mind and really feeling the vibes of that, embodying that, do that every night for 3 weeks, and watch what happens. You'll see a major shift in who you're attracted to and who's attracted to you, and the kind of experiences that you start to create in the world, in your immediate environment. Okay. And of course, I would love to guide you deeper. If you want to come and see me in a session, this is the kind of work that we can do in a one-to-one. Okay. So we can really go deep and touch on some of that deeper feeling of rejection, and what it's like to not be chosen. Okay. There's something deeper in there for you that goes all the way back to childhood. So there is the link to book a reading with me, so we can do some deeper work around this and really heal it, so that you can start creating a better relationship with self, and ultimately a better relationship with others. Okay. All right, everybody. We're going to wrap up our show for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me live. Thank you to all our new members. Thank you for everyone who came with such beautiful questions. Thank you for watching from home, and for participating. And just thank you for all the love and all the blessings. I feel super honored to be here, to be your oracle, to channel spirit on your behalf. And I look forward to seeing you all next time at 5 p.m. Pacific. Today's Wednesday, so the next time will be Sunday at 5 p.m. PST. We'll be here live again. Okay. In the meantime, all my love.